Hey, how's it going, everyone? Anthony here, AFT Dog Training. As I've been saying, I've had quite a list of videos that people have been sending me on doing some critiquing, on calling out the positively and force-free dog training movement BS. I may get some balanced dog training stuff sent to me. We already do enough policing of our own on that stuff. Nobody is policing this nonsense. Somebody should be. Even in this little video snippet up here I just looked up of Zach George, I think his dog's lunging on the leash here, and he is applying positive punishment to stop the dog from lunging. So this is what's key on understanding dog training and the science behind it, because that's, if you want to stop or prevent positively and force-free dog trainers from coming on and harassing you and calling you homophobic slurs and racist slurs. This is stuff that they do. It's facts. It's documented, well documented. I don't condone any of that. But what they do is they try to use the word and hijack the word science and the latest modern dog training methods and hijack those terms into thinking and duping the public into believing that their way is the latest dog training methods or it's backed by science in some way. But meanwhile, the word science that they're using is based on learning theory, which are the four quadrants, which is positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, positive punishment, and negative punishment. Positive reinforcements when you're rewarding the dog for doing an action. Negative punishment is removing something the dog likes for them to perform an action or behavior. Positive punishments, applying an aversive to stop an unwanted behavior. That's the big no-no. It happens in every other species. We do it to our own. You're alive today from it. And then you got negative reinforcement where you're applying an aversive for a wanted behavior, which again we do in our own species. But they want the dog to be the only species on this planet that learns with just the quadrant of positive reinforcement. But meanwhile, they are absolutely 100% using all the four quadrants, as seen in this image right here with Zach George, pulling his dog down to the ground with a harness or a leash, whatever he has. He has a leash on right there. Look at the purple tension in the middle of the screen. That's something called positive punishment. Now imagine if a prong collar was on the dog. People would be flipping out. They would say, look at the way the dog's behaving. Surely, if we're going to use that way of thinking, that look at the way the dog's behaving because of the harness. And look at the pain that you're causing her, that veterinarians are saying are causing injuries to the dogs and have been well documented on images of what harnesses have done to dogs. But the difference on what I'm saying and what they're doing is I'm not saying to ban the training tools. And I'm also not saying that I'm a positive reinforcement only or force-free dog trainer. That's the difference. So that's why I'm here to point that out, that it doesn't exist. So meanwhile, as Zach George is using that tension there and it's just this image, and I'm not doing a video on Zach George, I'm doing a video on Nigel Reed that was sent to me. But that's positive punishment. It's facts. It's based off their own science. So Nigel Reed will go into here. I guess he's somebody over in the UK. Beautiful website. This video here has 2.3 million views. We're going to critique it.
I'm on my way to meet a new client called Kathy, who has called me in to help with the problems she's experiencing with her German Shepherd dog, Jazz. Kathy is going away for a much-needed holiday, and in that time, I will be staying in the home and addressing Jazz's undesirable behaviour. Kathy has told me Jazz is constantly protecting the house and the garden, and she barks and lunges as soon as she sees other dogs.
I've had German Shepherds growing up. My dad had a hybrid wolf. This is genetics.
Kathy cannot handle her anymore and has no idea what to do.
She's in over her head.
So Kathy, tell me about Jazz.
Right?
What are the problems?
Oh, where do I start? Other dogs, she will cry, bark, lunge to get at them. She sees them out of the window. She'll have the curtains down. I've been dragged across car park on my stomach.
How do you cope?
Well, a lot of people wouldn't agree with this. I don't know if I can say this. I use a pinch collar,
Right.
which I was given
Safest
by the
prong collar is the safest tool.
guy that used to train her.
What's she like
They
in the
call
garden?
it pinch
What
because
does
you
she
got to
do
pinch
there?
the prongs
We
off
have
to
to
put
put
it
her
on and
lead down in
off.
the garden. If we let her loose, she'll run and she will come 3 foot off the floor, jumping at the fences.
Really? Okay, so
Jumping.
what does the prong
Nothing
collar have to
there.
do with that
we
behavior?
Can't see anything.
Well, what's she like in a house with strangers?
Our neighbours won't come in anymore. We don't have our grandchildren, the smaller grandchildren.
It sounds serious. Has it become a real
Look how
problem?
this is edited,
become
so
that
you got
much
2
problem.
cameras, so who
Can't
knows if
go
he's
out
actually
and
asking
she's
that
gonna
question
go.
at the time she is.
It is clear the
You have
situation
to
has
pay
got too much
attention when
for
you're watching these
everyone.
TV shows.
Kathy has been given some really bad advice by the
Safest
other
dog training
trainer,
tools. Look at
but
look
she
at my
isn't giving up
videos on that
Jazz
dog
yet.
training tool.
I just hope whilst Kathy is on a holiday, I have enough time to communicate to Jazz that I'm capable enough to provide for all of her needs.
Now remember,
so
positive
she doesn't
reinforcement
have to.
dog trainers do not believe in leadership. I have to stop this here. They do not believe in you being a leader to your dog or dominate your dog. Same word. So it's the same thing with food lure or food tease. It's the same thing. You're luring a dog to do what you want in a kind word, but in reality you're teasing the dog to do the command. So you're going up, sit, teasing food. But I'm going to use the word lure. They sit, reward. Teasing food, they sit, reward. Alright? So they like to say the word dominate. There's no reason, positive only force-free dog trainers, no reason to use the word to dominate your dog. Which dominance is another AKA leadership. So there's no reason for you to be a leader to your dog. And this stems from mainly like Dr. Ian Dunbar's teachings and other veterinary behaviorists out there that just put out propaganda. They get paid to put out this force-free positive only propaganda. So the reason why they say that you don't have to be a leader to your dog is because nothing, absolutely zero things are passed down from the wolf at this point with dogs. I always say when your dog's marking, if you ever see them do a marking dance in layman's terms, who taught them to do that? The squirrel? Who taught them? You? You were dancing in the house? So things, they pick and choose what they want passed down from the wolf, where they would say there's no reason for hierarchy, dogs are not social animals, there's no pack theory, which is a bunch of BS. Okay, maybe I can't even say it. I have no idea where they're going at with that. Okay, this is just more propaganda to put out there. So if he says he's positive only force free, 99% of the time they're saying they can't be a leader to the dog. I would pretty much stop this barking.
This is not
most
done
likely,
by
and I haven't
force
worked with this
or
dog,
control.
so it's
This
hard
is
to
done
say.
by
When you,
being seen to step up to a leader role and taking care of each situation
So he is for leadership.
in which Jazz is concerned.
many positive only force free people are not for leaders.
The first thing is
So that's
first.
surprising.
I have to bond with Jazz so a positive attachment forms between us before attempting to address any issues. As we start to become acquainted, in order to fulfill Jazz's needs, the next job is to identify what areas she perceives as being potential dangers, so I can now take charge in these areas, which are the front window, the door, the garden, and outside on the walk.
So I have extreme allergies. Today was
In order
off
to
day
make the
for me,
problems
man.
more easily manageable, I make Jazz's world smaller through reducing the areas that she believes are necessary to protect.
So he's applying almost mental positive punishment. He's applying an aversive to make her spatial pressure smaller to stop an unwanted behavior, which is barking and stuff. So that's the science that we're talking, that they want to talk and use. This isn't, I'm going to take the dog and I'm going to put him in the room and close his space, and then have these viewers sitting there watching this thinking that's what it's all positive. No, it's not. Ask people in prison to have a little tiny room if it's positive experience for them. that it stopped their behaviors? Most likely not. All right? Not here in the US at least. Maybe over in the UK, I don't know.
Doing this will allow Jazz to feel safe, and it gives her time and a comfortable space to get some much needed respite. I further manage the situation by slowly reintroducing her
Remember
back
how
to the other
edited this stuff
areas
is. This is why we
where she
post a
perceives
lot
the
of live
problems to
footage,
be.
man.
But this time, she will see me stepping up to the role of protector.
Whoa, so
To
he
do
is
this,
for leadership
each time
and
she
dominance.
barks, I will thank her.
You don't
by
really
saying,
hear them
"Good
say
girl,"
that.
or thank you in a
I
calm,
thank you.
confident tone.
Jesus, dude. Thank you for sharing this video with me. Who gave it? I'm not going to mention their name. Maybe they don't want me to mention it. So he's thanking that dog for barking at the window. What in the hell do you think the dog is going to do barking at the window? So here the dog, he's giving positive reinforcement to confuse the dog to continue to bark at the window. So far. Now, when that dog is barking at the window, what do you think is going to happen outside on the leash? I talk about this in all my seminars, classes, and private sessions. If you can't control the dog there and get them to work, where I use a word called enough, stop what you're doing, cease the barking, thank you for letting me know somebody's there. I have 10 dogs in my personal home right now. Guess how many are not doing this? Thank you, but I'm stopping it. So I like using the pet correcting doggy don't or the vibrate on the remote collar. My technique of training. I have video footage and evidence on why that works for us. Other people may not do that way. That's the way we work. Then I reward when the dog's calm. So when you're working it with any species on this planet and you want to stop an unwanted behavior, you have to apply either negative reinforcement or positive punishment. Or negative punishment. All of them are punishment. Some kind of aversive. Negative reinforcement, it could be. But you got to apply one of the punishments. Negative punishment or positive punishment. Right? So you're either removing something the dog likes for the wanted behavior, which is negative punishment, or you're applying an aversive to stop an unwanted behavior. Negative reinforcement is you're applying an aversive to for a wanted behavior, but it gets, what is the next step? That's why I said it could be. So if he grabs this dog by the collar and puts him in another room, he used negative reinforcement then to apply positive punishment by making their room space smaller, their spatial space smaller. We'll see. But you cannot start when you're training any species, man. I want to give an example to you. Imagine with bad behavior. I have 3 children. My son goes up and he's sitting at the window here giving the finger to people walking outside. And I walk up and I give him a lollipop. And then I go, I'm going to take you in a room and I'm going to go get you to be tired and lay down in a small closet. Think about that. That's what he's doing here. The dog is giving the finger at the window. He's giving a lollipop or positive reinforcement and then putting him in a closet or a smaller room. Instead of just addressing the issue. And 2.3 million people watch this.
If Jazz carries on barking because she still believes it is a problem, then I'll go and have a look at what she's barking at. My physiology of being calm will demonstrate that I'm okay with it.
He's a
However,
magician.
if Jazz feels it's necessary to carry on.
So with him walking in, he walks in the room, you might as well edit in and have him hold the magician wand. And I walk in the room and I'm me, Nigel Reed, and I'm calm. And my energy tells the dog to be calm. At the same time, and look where I stop. Pick the dog up and choke him with the collar and bring him into the room and then pray to God that the dog stops barking. Are you kidding me? I haven't seen this. I watched like 1 minute before this. I had to stop it just in the first minute or two that I seen. So here we go. I'm going to get a screenshot of that. There we go. People want you to think right there. I didn't even know I was stopping it. That there is positive reinforcement. I want everyone to look up learning theory, look up the quadrants, and tell me how that there is positive reinforcement. Anybody. You can put it in the comments. How at 4 minutes and 24 seconds, what Nigel's doing here, how is that positive reinforcement? Let's continue.
Barking. Once I have looked, I will isolate her.
So the whole time, negative reinforcement. This is the science of dog training. Applying an aversive. In this case, he's choking up. Buckle collar as I walk you to the room. And we're going to walk you to a bathroom or a closet. And then release the pressure. And now I'm in a closet or a bathroom. Now what? Oh, the magician's out there. And he's got his magic wand. And he's praying that I stop barking. Are you kidding me, man?
This gives her time to calm down and reflect on what just happened.
He isolated her in a room, which was the bathroom, that has no windows. And this is positive? What all dog owners? Are you going to do this to your dog? This here, to me, is more abusive than me just using a pet corrector, which is endorsed by Dr. Roger Mugford, which is like one of the big positive only veterinary behaviorists. It's on the bottle. It's actually on the can here. Recommended, I don't know if you can see that, by Dr. Roger Mugford, pet corrector. This is an older bottle, but I usually say stop jumping, stop barking, enough. That's what we do. Enough with the pet corrector. That dog would probably already have been stopped barking. But not Nigel. How long do you think this is going to go on with shoving a dog in a closet?
Each time I go out in the garden, I check out the dangers. So Jazz sees me taking care of the situation.
It's so aggravating when you see
she
this
doesn't have to.
Because imagine it's a child.
By communicating like this, I listen to a natural
This poor dog's
instincts
so
and needs
confused.
of safety. By being seen to be aware of each situation and taking care of it. Thank you. By saying thank you,
Oh, God, I'm crying. I got tears in my eyes, dude. He actually put that in there. Is this a... No, this is a joke. This is... Dude, if you sent me this, I'm not going to say your name that sent this to me. This is a parody. This is like an SNL skit and you're joking me, man. I've never heard of this guy. Because that's like something straight from an SNL skit. I swear. Oh my God, let's go back. I might not be able to continue with it.
with natural instincts and needs of safety. By being seen to be aware of each situation and taking care of it. Thank you. By saying thank you, I demonstrate that it is a good thing to alert me of dangers.
Oh my
By looking
God.
is a clear sign to say, I'm here. And
I can't, dude. We gotta watch it again. Oh my God. And here he is walking around
By
outside.
communicating like this, I listen
With
to
a
a natural
freaking
instincts and
hat
needs
or
of
something
safety.
on. The dog's
By
barking.
being seen to be aware of
Thank
each
you.
situation and taking care of it. Thank you. By saying thank you, I demonstrate that it is a good thing to alert me of dangers.
This
By
here
looking-
is the definition, this type of training, where dog owners, and you'll see this from Positive Only Force Free or confused dog owners, get so frustrated with their dog. This is on a serious note. They end up kicking or hitting their dog because they watch this video and watch this moron. Oh God, dude! They watch this
I
idiot.
listen to a natural
This
instinct
guy
and
go.
needs of safety. By being seen to be aware of each situation and taking care of it. Thank you.
Oh my God! So they're going to be at home, and the dogs are barking at the window. Thank you. And then we're going to take the dog and put him in a closet. And then hope and have a spiritual ritual, whatever God you believe in, that the dog stops barking. Oh my God, dude.
By saying thank you, I demonstrate that it is a good thing to alert me of dangers. By looking is a clear sign to say,
Here we go.
I'm here, and
I'm... Thank you! Oh, let me come over here and choke you real quick for a few seconds as I put you back on the ground and then use negative reinforcement back to the closet. So positive punishment, negative reinforcement back to the closet, never gives the dog positive reinforcement. That's why I say so many positive only force-free dog trainers, they call themselves positive reinforcement only or positive dog trainers, which all dog trainers use all 4 quadrants. That's just a fact and is backed by science. But they use more force than anybody. Thank you. Choke. Negative reinforcement to the room.
I have no problem with
No
it.
worries. Nigel's here.
Isolating, I interrupt
Negative
old patterns of behaviour.
Jeez, man. Back to the closet. Come on, man. I'm 5 minutes into this video, dude. This is a 13-minute video. Oh, gosh. And everybody, warning, at home, do not, for the love of whatever God you believe in, do any of this that Nigel's saying. Your dog surely will be reinforced to continue the behavior, might be mentally frustrated, may redirect onto you, or you may bring the dog back to the rescue or shelter. I was a vice president for an animal shelter. I was on the board since 2012. I can't even imagine our shelter giving this advice out. Oh my gosh.
To teaching new ones. Over time, she will learn to look for my reaction and follow my lead being calm. However, something...
Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, I gotta stop playing this, but... the editing that they chose to put in to get his face, hi go, huh? Thank you. And then the choking of the dog.
And by isolating,
and that's what it is. Let
I
me do it to you.
interrupt old patterns of behaviour to teaching new ones.
New ones going to the
Over
bathroom.
time, she will learn to look for my reaction and follow my lead in being calm. However, something tells me this is going to take some time.
This is going to take some time. This ain't going to stop at all. Let me see where... Are you part of any... If you're part of any... organizations, man. Wow. This is so bad. This is so bad. That all these people fell for it. The Sun, they did an investigation of the rescues and shelters over there, killing 30% of their dogs. He wrote a book? Oh my God, dude. I might buy a book. How much you selling it for, man? Pullers. Let me just see something real quick. I'm on his website.
This is Millie and Ruby,
Whoa.
two chocolate Labradors who frantically pull
Talk
their
about
guardian
choking.
Tom
Is that you, man?
into
You're
despair.
choking these dogs.
When Millie
What?
begins.
Why would you put these dogs in this position, man, to walk around like that? I coach Little League. So when I take the kids, it would be a disservice for me to put them out into the field to play a game. They have no idea how to play the game until we practice. You took the dogs onto the street to walk them purposely like that?
In the
To
home.
choke them? That's what you're
Aye.
doing. That's a fact. It's based by science. It's on video. Negative reinforcement. So positive punishment. Positive punishment. Stopping, applying a versa to stop unwanted behavior, which is pulling. Positive punishment.
As you
Negative
progress,
reinforcement.
in this case,
This is what I say. Most of these dog trainers, man, and the buckle collar, if that's a buckle collar, is one of the most dangerous dog training tools to train with. Veterinarians state that. Look it up. I just get aggravated with this because here's what's killing dogs over there. 30% of the animals being killed at the RSPCA. listening to this. Choke, 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 choke. Back into a closet.
Good girl, Jazz.
Good girl. He's rewarding the damn dog for barking. I can't even get through the video, man. I'm just going to play it and talk over it.
Thank you.
And this is bad. It's right at the front door. What do you think's going to happen when a visitor comes over? Choke, choke, choke. Choke, choke, choke. Back into a closet. Jeez, man.
The more lessons I put in, the quicker I can show Jazz that I will take care of her safety needs.
Just because, choke, 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 just because they're saying it in a nice voice, like Victoria Stilwell. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put a head halty on your dog or gentle leader, and I'm going to whip them around.
This is giving her time to think and to assess my language regarding her safety needs.
Don't fall
Once
for
she
it,
calms and sees me taking care of each situation, this will
I
give
have
her
10 dogs. I
confidence
can
in my
open my door
abilities as
wide
a
open,
leader.
and none of them run out. All tails wagging.
Good girl.
My clients' dogs, too. That's why it's on video. Dude, the amount of editing. I want to see the full video. And I want him to swear on his mother's and grandmother's and everybody's grave he used no positive punishment whatsoever in between takes for that dog to magically not bark there, unless there was nothing at the window. Right? I mean, this is not magic. No problems, Nigel's here, and pixie dust. Yeah, get out of here. You don't have to bark anymore.
Once she accepts that I provide for her safety
I
needs
can't believe this is a
inside the
dog
house
training video.
and the garden,
I thought it was
it will
it's
put me in a
real.
better position for her to trust my
It's
decisions
like an
outside.
SNL skit to me,
But there is
man.
still much work to do. The first day we venture outside, I have to prove myself worthy as a leader by avoiding any stress
Leader.
or threats.
I mean, I'm happy that he addresses that there is leadership and dominance theory. Then he's for the need for a leader to be in a dog's life. So pack theory exists, unless let's take a look at his website, because if I see, I better not see the guys say that there is no pack theory, because I mean he just said that there is. The method. I want to look something up real quick, so please mind me. This is why I don't really edit this. I don't have time. Let's see what he says. So, on Victoria Stilwell, it's a big thing. Hold on. I'm telling you, Nigel, I better not see that you say that. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me look at it. I thought I saw the word Nigel. So I do agree with Nigel here. I mean, if he's saying there's leader theory, I do agree with him, man. So we agree on that.
As may encounter,
You need to be
in
a leader
order to
to your
teach
dog,
her
just
new
like with any
responses and
pet now.
skills. I begin by getting Jazz to watch and follow my moves.
So you got
When I
slip lead
speed
on,
up, I need
negative
her to speed up.
reinforcement.
When I slow
The
down,
training begins at
I
the
need her to
leash
slow
and at
down.
the crate.
when I
and the
turn,
dog's in your hand.
I
Negative
need her to
reinforcement.
turn.
So you
I
apply an
have to get Jazz in
aversive
the habit of looking
for
at
a
me
dog to do a
in
wanted
preparation
behavior,
so
which
if
is the run
danger
with.
does present itself,
Which is
she's
this
used
isn't
to
bad
following
dog
me.
training. I agree.
Through
Yeah,
Kathy's
it's good.
previous physiology of hanging on to Jazz, she was inadvertently taught to freeze, and so barked to warn others away.
I'm not buying
So in order
that
to
stuff.
teach Jazz a new response to perceived
Negative
danger,
reinforcement.
I will exercise the safest defense response of flight by quickly going in the opposite direction. Over the days, I will keep repeating
Negative
these
reinforcement.
experiences of flight, so Jazz stops relating going out on walks with danger, and instead
Heavily edited
gets
video.
many
I
new
mean, as
lessons
you can
with
see.
me that she won't have to take charge, as I'll do it.
Negative
Each time Jazz
reinforcement.
doesn't react, we are getting closer, and is a tick for a positive experience.
That was almost look like positive punishment. I mean, he applied the
In the days that
aversive to
follow,
stop the
I
pulling in
assess
one
Jazz's
direction.
state, and it's becoming calmer, so I decide not to turn away this
Whoa,
time,
tension.
but to take a step
Could
forward.
be positive punishment
seeing a
there.
dog
He's applying the
and to keep on
aversive
going
to
in
stop
the
the
same
unwanted
direction.
behavior, which is pulling. Surely the
Jazz
harness
has
is
now
causing
learned
that
for the
dog to be
first
least
time
reactive.
that we can walk past the dog, be it a long way away, and there will not be a problem.
Negative reinforcement a lot on this.
I need to
So using the
reinforce
slippery's
this
not
message
wrong, but
many
remember
times,
you're cutting the air
so
out
she
of the
really
dog's
starts
breathing.
to understand the situation clearer. This will only happen
See?
with numerous positive
It's similar
experiences.
to a choke collar, except that it's a nylon.
As the experiences build over time, I
Right.
start to get closer. As you can see from her face and body, she's still a little unsure and in a heightened state. But
I want
we
you
are
to
making
notice.
progress.
I mean, guys, people,
This will only happen with numerous positive experiences.
watch how he hits
As
the
the
dog. Here.
experiences build over time,
So
I
not only
start
does
to get
he
closer.
hang the dog on a leash with
As you
positive
can see
punishment,
from her
see,
face and
boom,
body,
up off the
she's
ground,
still a
and he
little
hits the
unsure
dog.
and in a heightened state, but we are making
There
progress.
is no positive at
After the
just
experiences
because
yesterday,
I talk like
I feel
this,
Jazz is ready for another
then
step
it's
forward
a
in the right
positive
direction.
way of doing this.
So I arranged to meet a friend with a dog who I know won't scare Jazz. This will speed up the process, allowing me to put many lessons in one go.
Surely
and
Nigel
getting
has a bunch of
closer.
dogs that he can use
As you can
and
see,
help him with
if
his
Jazz
sessions.
pulls,
Like,
I take her
most of
away
us
to
do.
interrupt her state. I want to keep her focus on me and the treats, so I can further desensitize her to dogs and change her experiences. I keep her focus until I can feel her completely relax on the lead, whilst trying to get closer, step by step. Once Jazz is calm, this gives her time to assess
Yeah,
the
my
situation,
stomach hurts
that
from
this dog
laughing,
is
man.
not a threat,
Dad,
and then
thank you,
finally,
man. You made
she
my
meets
day.
a dog on lead with no problems. The next day we go out, I can feel her relax more on the lead, and I see the change in her physiology. I still stay at a safe distance, because if any dogs frighten her, we could have a setback. So I keep casually walking past other dogs, letting her know that I'm making the decisions. It is clear Jazz's
ton
state
of
has
punishment.
calmed.
Look what his
After
arm
many
is at,
positive
man.
experiences, the
That's
aggression is
positive
now turned into
punishment. You're
curiosity.
applying the aversive to stop the unwanted behavior, which is pulling on the leash.
I let her meet
And I'm not
another
sure if he's
dog,
addressing
as I
that
can
or
tell
not,
she is
but I'm
ready.
calling it out
But I
right
have to be
here.
careful not to let her physiology crowd another dog's space.
Wow, I can't believe he's
as
letting
that
him
could
go up
potentially
the
cause a problem.
dog
Each
trainer
dog's
101.
language
You
needs
don't
assessing
let dogs
with an
meet on
appropriate
leash.
reaction.
That was such a
One dog
disservice to
barks
him
at
and the
Jazz,
other dog.
so I move away. The other appears comfortable with the situation.
Negative
so we meet,
reinforcement.
but avoid
Are you
meeting
kidding me?
head-on,
You're pulling the dog.
always giving the option of flight.
This could listen, dog owners. This could end up so bad. You know, if you have a struggling dog,
After
it
many
has.
encounters,
Do
Jazz
not,
has worked
for the
out that
love
dogs are
of
not a
anything,
threat.
do
So the next
anything
suitable
Nigel's
dog I
doing
meet,
here.
I now feel it's time to let her
Wow.
off the lead and have a play.
So this is the issue with him doing this right here. The science evidence is that he was allowed to pull to another dog, and then he was allowed to let go and play with the dog. So he was positively
days that
reinforced
followed, Jazz
for
looks
getting
to
to
me
the
for
dog
reassurance
and
when
pulling
meeting
towards
other
it, and then he
dogs.
was let go.
I reassure it's okay.
This
It is at
dog,
this point I know she trusts my
he's
decisions,
very lucky,
following
and
me
it just did
wherever I
not end
go.
well. The owners do not do anything that he said in this video.
Now
Again,
Jazz
I
has
repeat,
given up the leadership role, it becomes clear that she can now be
the
relaxed
leash
in
work
other
you can
dogs'
do.
company,
The leash work
giving her the
in
freedom
the very
to play.
beginning, doing, turns, doing 90s, figure eights, things like that, that's fine. Do not do anything else in this video.
It is a real joy to watch your dog go through the transition from constantly protecting the house from dangers.
We don't know
and
if
scared
that
of other
happened.
dogs, to a dog with no
We
responsibilities.
have no idea if
can
that
now
actually
enjoy life.
happened, if that dog stopped barking in the house. Wow, thanks for sending me that one. You now got me Nigel's thank you on stuck in my head. And that is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I mean, I want to go back to his channel here because while I'm at it, just looking at those videos, I mean, that did not look good. Where was I at? Of all the cases you worked with, this is one of the ones you have on your website. Dude, I gotta see. How many videos do you got, man? Let's see some of these videos. 70,000 subscribers. Oh, man.
The most girl, that's it, good girl, wants to follow me and teach and guide her one task in hand.
He uses so much negative. When you watch my dogs walk on a leash, or my clients' dogs, they're not pulling like this, man. And you're letting the dangerous stuff, letting them meet on leash. That's positive. There's nothing positive about that right there. Zero. I don't know. I don't know what kind of trainer he is. He could be balanced. I have no idea. I got to go back to reading this. The amount of negative reinforcement and positive punishment is
As
really
you
not
progress
done
and
by
the dog is learning to heal,
balanced dog
find a
trainers
quiet
like that
place
either.
like a residential area, which will have a few more distractions.
They don't see a whole lot that is just going to do this with a buckle collar because it's very, very dangerous.
The work is ongoing. Keep going. Keep it up.
Choke, keep going,
If
keep
you do come
choking the
across other
dogs.
keep a reasonable distance so that you can focus on the task in hand.
This dog ain't even in tuned with him at all, man. All right, let's just check it out. I want to see the method. Doesn't really say anything. I mean, it doesn't say your guide. Where's the guide? I don't see it. Let's check out the blog. I wouldn't even hold the treat that way in that image on the he is a leader. I do like that because you need to be a leader to your dog. So when things are true, I am going to point that out. I don't know what kind of dog trainer he is. He might just be a dog trainer, but if he's giving any balanced dog trainers stuff on dog training, I would like to know that because he is absolutely using quadrants, but not in the best way. and not with the best tools. I wouldn't use buckle collar is a lot more dangerous than a lot of tools out there. The safest tool, according to veterinarians, is the prong collar. Let me try looking up something real quick. I don't see anything on them about that. Let's try typing shock collar. Here he's talking about it.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. If you've been following me for a while, you know I haven't been producing regular content on this channel, but today that's going to change. From today, I will be producing regular content every week, and I thought the best place to start would be a video outlining my method for a happy and well-behaved dog.
Well, I'm interested. I'm actually curious. There was some good leash stuff, and I like this stuff on leadership.
So for a dog to be happy and well-behaved, your dog needs to be confident in three areas. Confident in you as their leaders, i.e. needs providers, decision makers. Confident in their environment, wherever that be, in the house when strangers come to the door, or outside socializing with dogs, joggers, skateboarders, when lightning and thunder arises, etc., etc. And confident in how they should be behaving, i.e. coming back when called, not jumping up at visitors, etc., etc. So to get your dog confident in those three areas, my method outlines 4 key principles that we need to understand and implement. The first principle for your dog's well-being is understanding your dog's needs, what they are and how to fulfill them. The second principle is understanding your dog's language, so you can understand what your dog's trying to communicate to you.
Again, I'm just trying to find one thing. Again, a lot of stuff I'm not particularly against on what he's saying. Is this I don't know. It's hard for me to say, because like if you went to my YouTube channel, you would instantly see what I'm about and have a clear understanding about that. I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what kind of. All I'm seeing, even in the thumbnail, is positive punishment and choking 2 dogs on a leash right here. That's what it is. Let's call it for what it is. All right. I don't see, his thoughts so much on remote collars. So I can't really get into it with that. I have no idea. It's hard to break that down, or even tools. He seems to like using the buckle collar. But the buckle collar is very dangerous to train your dog on. And it's not me saying it. You can look up what veterinarians say about that. Especially if you're using a leash. Alright. You don't want to pick up the dog off the ground like he does and have them walk on their hind legs
if there is nowhere
and
to
choke
run
them
to,
as you're bringing them into the room.
To hide. Both actions to engage. Here, they may lower the.
So, this is, I don't know. But, dude, I got to end this because I could talk all day. Thanks for the video. Nigel definitely cracked me up with trying to get a dog to stop barking. There was pretty much all positive punishment, negative punishment, and negative reinforcement the entire time that he did the training to try to stop the dog from barking at the window. There was minimal positive reinforcement except for when he said thank you. And that's very common when I see these positive only or positive reinforcement only or force-free dog trainer only dog training videos, you'll see more positive punishment, negative reinforcement, and negative punishment than anything, and a real lack of positive reinforcement whatsoever. So, all right, there we go. Thanks for the video. On to the next one, right? Take care.